Hey guys, it's me. Why do I always start my videos the same way? I'll get out of the way and let y'all see my baby. So I just wanted to show you guys Irie and what I officially decided to change her into, which is this Juicy Couture sleeper that I got a while ago for Essence. But Irie is going to inherit it because this is the only piece of clothing that I have right now that will fit her. Everyone always talks about how Saskia is a true 0 to 3 month size baby, and I believe them, except my Saskia. Well, so I think I'm going to try her on 3 to 6 months. Just because I do prefer for my baby's clothes to be a little bit big anyway, just so it doesn't feel like they're stuck in it, like they have room to breathe and everything and move around. So I think I'm going to try her on 3 to 6 months. But for now, this Juicy Couture sleeper is the only thing that I have that will fit her. So that is what she's in. So I just wanted to show you guys her. And I also wanted to chat, because I know it's been a while since I've done a video, and I wanted to chat about my goals for 2017, both reborn related and personal, and my Christmas, and just anything else that's on my mind. So I'm going to try not to make this too long, but I did just want to chat and show you guys little Miss Irie, because I know that we've been off to a rocky start. And I feel like I should just touch on that quickly. So Nicole of Nicole's Little Ones has offered to show me how to reweight my baby, which I really appreciate, and I'm going to take her up on that. And I feel like she is going to be a good teacher, just because she is also a totally blind reborn mommy, and not that that matters really, but I feel like she will be able to explain things in a way that will make extra more sense to me. Not that a sighted person couldn't explain something to me, because they have, and will again, I'm sure, and I'm just down from learning things from whoever. But I feel like since she is really fearless in reweighting her babies, and she's experienced at it, and she just happens to be blind as well, I feel like she will be able to explain things to me in a way that will make sense to me. And I'm really nervous about it. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I need to get some supplies first. I need to go on McPherson's or Dolls by Sandy or one of those places and get the cable ties and the clippers, I guess. And she said I would also need cluster stuff, which I'm taking stuff out of her, but I guess that makes sense. I don't know what kind of stuffing she's stuffed with. What she's stuffed with right now feels sort of hard-ish, so I'm probably gonna just I'll get the cluster stuff, and I might end up putting a bunch of new stuff in her. I don't know. But I am going to do it myself. Her artist has offered to do it for me. I did mention it to her. Not in an unkind way, because I have a lot of respect for her artist. And I think from what everybody's commented on, she did a beautiful job, and she's been in the hobby she's been reborning for a lot of years. For 8 years, she told me. And she did make my Essence, and that's my favorite baby. And she did tell me that she weighted Irie the way that she did, because if she didn't, then her head would be too floppy. So she had a reason for it, which I appreciated. So yeah, and she did say that if I would like her to take some of the stuffing out, then she would do it. I could just send her back. to be honest, I really don't want to pay for shipping, and I would really, on a more important note, I mean, paying for shipping is not a big deal. I'm sure it wouldn't be a big deal, but on a more important note, I like to know how to do things myself, and I would really like to be empowered in that way to know how to adjust my baby's weight if I ever needed to. I think that's something that, now that I've been in the hobby for a while, I'm not a newbie anymore. I've been in the hobby for almost a year now. I consider myself to be not an expert, but I definitely know a lot more than I did a year ago, and I suspect that this time next year I will know even more. So I'm at a point now in my collecting where I would really like to know how to reweight my babies, for example. And I feel like that's something that I can do. Me and my friend Amy were talking about this as well. She's a totally blind reborn mommy as well, and she would like to know how to do it too. But we were saying that, we don't have vision, so we can't be expected to paint. I mean, if I could, I would love to be able to paint and to bring these babies to life. I think that would be just awesome, but realistically, that is something that I know that I'm not able to do, and that's okay. But being able to reweight would give me part of that artistic process. And so, no, I might not be able to paint a doll, but I could have a part in making that doll feel real. And to me, that's a very important part of why I like my babies. The ones that are weighted just right are my favorites. They're the ones I want to go pick up and cuddle the most. Essence, even though she was made by the same person, she was weighted perfectly, absolutely perfectly. And so that's one of the reasons why she is my favorite, because she feels just so good in my arms. And so, yeah, that to me is a huge thing. So I really would like to be empowered in that way, and I'm very happy that once I get the supplies, I will be empowered in that way. I just need to, I'm in a bit of a tricky spot right now, so I'm not really purchasing any baby supplies or baby clothes or baby anything. When I got Irie, it was probably not a great idea, because now I'm in a bit of a situation, but nothing, I'm not starving, I'm not, I'm able to pay everything, I'm able to do what I need to do. I just don't have, a lot of extra for extra things. So I'm just waiting to get to be in a better situation, and then I will purchase the supplies needed, and I will get Nicole's guidance and wisdom, and I will make Irie more enjoyable for me, and I'm really looking forward to learning how to do that. And I'm terrified. I'm terrified that I'm not going to be able to put her back together, but because I'm not very good at putting things back together. That is something that I struggle with, and so I'm scared about that, but I just gotta have faith and believe that I can do it, and I will be under the tutelage of someone experienced. So it'll be good. But anyway, that's where that is. I'm just waiting until I can purchase the supplies, and then I will do it. And I'm looking forward to that process and to learning how to do it. And so now on to my goals. Nicole also made a video a while ago where she was talking about her goals for 2017, and parts of it were really interesting to me. I really enjoyed watching this video. I thought she had some really interesting points and some things that I really agreed with and that I'd never thought about before. or some things that I had thought about, but she just put it into words in a more elegant way than I had. And so I just wanted to comment on that. And one of her big goals that she mentioned was that she, in the year 2017, really does not want to purchase any more babies. She has a baby coming, so she says that doesn't count because that was, something that she'd been planning in 2016. But in 2017, she mentioned just not getting any new babies and just really enjoying the collection that she has and getting to a point in her collection where she isn't chasing. And I've been thinking about that too. And I have 7 babies. And a year ago, when I first started collecting, I was so excited about being in the hobby, about building up a collection of beautiful babies. And I've done that. And I'm really happy with the babies that I've collected. But to be honest, now that I've been in it for a while, I am more aware of the kind of babies that I like and of how I want my collection to be. And first, when I first started out, I was all about preemies, and I was all about awake babies. And I thought, I was a preemie, and I really want to make my collection unique by having a lot of preemies. But as I've started collecting a few full-term bigger babies, I found that I really like the bigger babies. And I really like sleeping babies. And I know you're looking at Miss Irie and she's awake. That's not to say that I don't like awake babies, but I really prefer sleeping babies. And I really prefer bigger babies. So my collection has really turned into the opposite of the way it was when I started. And I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed by my collection. I have 7 babies. I remember when I had 4 babies, and I said, 4 is the limit, I'm going to stop. And then I went on and collected 3 more. And I really feel like 4 would be a good number for me because I could give them all attention and I wouldn't feel overwhelmed. And so in 2017, I would like to do the opposite of collecting. I would like to downsize my collection a little bit and maybe get back to having 4 babies. And the only thing about that is I'm really not into selling. I'm into selling. I would like to, I don't just want to give away my babies. That's not what I'm saying. I'm aware that I would not get back as much as I paid for them. And, you lose pretty much as soon as you buy a baby. I've learned that as soon as you do that box opening, if you want to sell that baby, you pretty much have to turn around and sell for less. And I'm okay with that. To me, it's not about making a profit. I would definitely like to make back part of what I bought them for sure, but I'm okay with the loss. I would just really like to get my collection back down to 4. And the other thing that is really sort of scaring me is the whole process of doing a box, packing up that baby, having to go purchase extras, because I know that when I get a baby, I really appreciate a good presentation, and I feel anxious, and I feel a lot of pressure to give a good presentation, and I don't know that I could give as good of a presentation as I like when I open up a box. So if I could, I would really like to sell locally and not have as much pressure to give a good presentation. And so I don't know. That kind of ties into another goal that I have this year, which is to meet more local people that are into the hobby. And I've talked about this in previous videos, but I really would like to get some local reborn mommies in the Vancouver area together. And I've tried looking on Meetup. I joined a Facebook group called Reborn Babies Canada, and I posted on there. And there are some people in there that live in my province. They live in British Columbia, but they are not, they're too far away to hang out with. They live in really rural parts of the province where, you know, it's a pretty spread out place, and it can be hours between each part. And they don't live in areas where it's feasible for us all to get together. And so that was kind of disappointing. So I'm still on the lookout for local people. If anybody knows of anybody that's in the hobby, that's in the Vancouver area, that would be into meeting other reborn mommies and maybe doing get-togethers and things like that, that's really something that I would like to either organize myself or become involved with. And if I did, then I could hopefully sell some of my collection locally. If anyone is in the Vancouver area and is looking for preemies. I feel like Scarlett, Jamari, and Ashton would be the three babies that I would be willing to part with right now. Not that I don't bond with them and that I don't love with them, but they are, you know, if I want to get my collection down to 4, they are the 3 that I would be willing to part with. Not saying they're up for adoption right this second, but I would be willing to adopt them out. I feel a little bit back and forth about Jamari because she was my first reborn and she's special to me in that way. But if I were to have 3 babies that I would be willing to part with, then they would be the 3. So yeah, I mean, those are my goals. I would really like to get my collection down to 4 and just be able to enjoy the collection that I have, because I think that's really important. I would really like to learn how to reweight my babies so that if I'm not happy with or not completely happy with the way that they feel, I have control over it. And I would really be interested in getting together with local reborn mommies. Oh, and I would also really like to go to Rose this year. So I am planning to hopefully go to Rose. I tried the International Doll Show last year. I was disappointed by the way that my friends and I were treated, and I tried not to let that have a negative impact on my experience, but to be honest, it really did. It was a full day, the Saturday, of us just feeling really weird, and I don't want to speak for them, but I think we all felt it. And so it's not to say that I would never go back there again, but I think that this year I would really like to try to go to Rose. I think that would be a lot of fun, and it's all babies, so we probably wouldn't have as much problems with people being weird, I hope. So that's another one of my goals, is to try to get to Rose this year. Not sure how I'm doing on time. I'm thinking I should probably wrap this up soon. But I did want to just quickly talk about my Christmas, and it was really good. I was able to get the time off. I spent time with my family, went up to my parents' house. It was full. there was a lot of people in the house. It was my grandparents, my parents, my two brothers, and my sister-in-law's family, so her parents and her two sisters and one of their boyfriends. And my brother's girlfriend, my other brother's girlfriend, was there for part of Christmas morning as well. So it was a lot of people. It was a bit overwhelming at times just because there was a lot of people. But it was fun. It was good to see everybody again. I definitely enjoyed it. So, yeah, guys. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up because I think that we're getting short on time. But I hope that you've enjoyed looking at Miss Irie. I hope you've been able to see her. I'm going to be really disappointed if I did this whole video and you guys haven't even been able to see her, but I hope you have. I feel like her face might be out of frame, so here's her face. If you guys haven't been able to see it. She's in her little Juicy Couture sleeper. She looks cute. Anyway, I will be back with another video. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I really appreciate everybody's comments on Irie's box opening and on the changing video. I know that I haven't responded to any yet, but I have seen them. Ugh, my foot fell asleep because I've been sitting on my legs and my feet fell asleep. Oh, I hate that. It's all tingly. Oh my goodness. I think I'm just gonna have to sit still before I try to move because my feet are all twitchy and tingly and pins and needles, and oh, I don't like this feeling. But I have read, and I've read all the comments, and I really appreciate them, and I really appreciate everybody's comments, positive comments on Irie. It reaffirmed a lot of stuff that even though I'm not happy with the way that she feels, that her artist still did a really great job, and I just really appreciate everybody's positive comments. So yeah, I will respond. I gotta get back on my commenting game. But yeah, I hope everybody who is at the doll show in Florida is having fun. I'm super jealous. I wish I was there. I know that Mary and Serenity, and I think Tori is there as well, and maybe some other people who I don't know, but I hope everybody is having fun. Really wish I was there. I hope that I can meet a bunch of you guys at Rose this year, because I'm really going to try to go. And yeah, anyway guys, I will catch y'all in the next one. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys later.